Hi, Adedayo. Welcome, welcome. More people will join us shortly, so I just wanted to say hello to you. Um, but thank you for joining us. Tonya, over to you. I'll just be in the background.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you joining in time. Just like Mr. Steve said, we would commence in another 2-3 minutes. So in another 2-3 minutes, we would commence the meeting. Thank you. All right, good day, everyone. Good day, everyone, and a big thank you for joining us on our August Business Conversation webinar. It's powered by Education Consulting. For those of us joining this meeting for the first time, it's an initiative aimed at providing trainings at absolutely no cost, fostering networking activities, and providing consulting intervention at absolutely no cost. My name is Antonia Ongofor, Business Development Manager at Education Consulting. And it'll be nice for us to introduce ourselves very quickly. So please, you can use the chat room. Do let us know your name, what you do for a living, and the location where you are joining us from. Thank you. So networking is one of the things we do here, guys. It's expected that we use the chat room. Please tell us your name, your profession, and the location you are joining us from. Thank you, Ogemdi. Thank you, Ogemdi. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Adedayo. On behalf of the CEO and the management of Education Consulting, thank you for joining us. All right, my job here is pretty simple. Before I hand over to the host, I'm confident that there's been a shift between the last time we met and now. So in the last 2 months, we trust that there's been a significant shift in our careers and in our businesses. Okay, because that's the aim of this webinar. So like I said, before I hand over to the host, it's important for us to know who we are and what we do, especially for the benefits of people joining us for the first time. Execution Consulting is a business management firm owned by the renowned Steve Harris, and we provide the following services: recruitment and outsourcing solution. That's one of the things we are heavy on. Training, and this has 3 platforms. We do this using 3 platforms: the online platform, on-site, and hybrid for our trainings. We also provide HR consulting solution, team bonding retreats, SME business accelerator program. So these are our service offerings. All right, so finally from my end, I would like to be notified that in the course of the webinar, vital information will be posted in the chat room. It has to do with a partnership link for so many of us that have reached out to us to work with us as a partner. Please do well to use the link and register. The partnership opportunity and growing your career. So at this point, I want to thank you once again for joining us. I will hand over to the host. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Tonia. Hello, everyone. Good, whatever your time zone is. It's about 10 a.m. in Dallas, Texas, where I'm currently located. I do know that it's about 4 p.m.-ish in Nigeria and probably in the UK. Before I get into anything, I just want to welcome you because we did ask for you to introduce yourself. So I'm just gonna give a quick shout out to Ogamdi, who is the head of early years department in Devland International Schools in Abuja. Thank you, Ogamdi, for joining us. Dedayo Ogunkoya, forgive me, an accountant in Lagos. Nice to meet you, bro. Precious Austin Ushi, please forgive me if I mispronounce your name, a doctor from good old Ireland. All right, Salim Nathan, fulfillment operations professional at Zipline in Ghana. Really great to meet you. Abolaji Oshilaja, who's a nurse. Thank you so much, Abolaji. Ethel Nilova. You've got a degree in architecture and you're a fashion model. There we go. From good old Bonny, Ireland. Adora Iguante, forgive me, an educator and fashion designer. It's really nice to meet you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We are super stoked that you could join us on our monthly business conversation series. We host these webinars. Okay, let me just quickly give a shout out to Abiola Mosuro and KG. Forgive me, a public servant from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much, Deola. We host these webinars, just like my colleague Antonia has mentioned, to be able to just educate career professionals just as yourselves on how you can sharpen your skills and sharpen your saw in different areas of your work. We believe that it's part of our own way of giving back because we are primarily into management consulting, training, coaching, recruitment, and all those sorts of things. And we've been doing this for well over, let me see, the corporate company was incorporated in 2011. So that's 12 years. We've been doing this for 12 years. And we've had great experiences working with thousands and thousands of career professionals and executives. And this is just our way of helping you become better at your job. And part of what we do in these business conversations webinars is to bring some really phenomenal, amazing thought leaders who have experience and expertise on the job. And today we've got one of the very best. And I'm super stoked for today's conversation. I'm just going to add her to the spotlight. And I'm going to, let me see, I can see her over there. Yes, I'm going to add her to the spotlight while I take a moment to read her very intimidating profile. So, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, allow me to introduce Abiola Mosuro. Please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. She is the head of corporate services and human resources and admin for the Tangerine APT Pensions Limited. Abiola is a graduate of the Lagos State University and holds an LLM degree from the University of Lagos. She is also an associate member of the Chartered Institutes of Secretaries and Administrators in the United Kingdom and Nigeria. Abiola started her career in the financial services sector in 2004 as a legal officer with Wema Securities and Finance PLC, which is also known as WemaSec, and is a member of the Wema Group. Now, this is where it gets even more exciting. She became the company's secretary, legal advisor, chief compliance officer. Now, that's like three roles in one of the Great Nigeria Insurance PLC way back in 2010. So you can see that this wonderful woman has vast experience, and she's not, she's not a, she's really an expert. And her experience covers legal services, human resource management, administration, compliance, and risk management. And then, even more recently, she joined AXA Mansard Pensions Limited in 2017 as the head, again, legal and human capital, and now serves today as the head of corporate services of Tangerine APT Pensions Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please give me some clap emojis or fire emojis or whatever emojis you can manage as we welcome our guest today on the Business Conversation series, Abiola Mosuro. Hi, Abiola. Good to see you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Harris. Thank you for that introduction. I didn't know I've done so much.
Yes, you have. It's pretty impressive. I mean, when you think about it and you look and you see that you've managed several roles at the same time. You've been company secretary, legal advisor, chief compliance officer, human resources admin. You've got great, vast experience. It's an amazing honor for us to have you here. And I can see that everybody's giving you some hearts and some emojis and some love in the comment section.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here. Now, before we get in, quick question I should have asked prior. Do you have a presentation that you want to run us through, or would you like to prefer to have a conversation just like we're having?
So we can, either works for me. I have a slide which I've prepared, and
okay,
because
good.
I want this session to be interactive, so we might actually
absolutely
more conversation as well.
Okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you put your slide up, but before we do that, even though we've read your profile, could you just tell us? This is the question I want to start with. What informed your journey to where you are today? What was it? What decision did you make to get you started on this amazing career path? Just take a few moments to talk to us about that.
Okay. So even my first decision going into legal profession was when I had to receive my cousin's delivery. She ordered for a wig and gown from the UK. So when it came in and I opened it and I saw the way the wig, spiral up, like, oh, definitely I'm going to be a lawyer. So that was a deciding factor for me to study law. Even though my dad wanted me to go for medicine, an uncle of mine also wanted me to go for accounting because I was very good in mathematics. So I said no. I fallen in love with law, and that's it. So I did the law, doing the court attachments, and we all were attached to courts for part of our training. And when I got there, I was like, oh no, Biola, you're not going to practice. Just you need to do something more, maybe from the back end. So that's why I decided to go into legal services in the corporate world. So that's why I joined the financial sector, and then I developed myself to be a company secretary, and then I trained myself that we've been in the boardroom for more than how many years. I was a bit tired. I wanted new excitement, new adventure. So when the opportunity with AXA came to say that, look, you know what, with your legal and then HR, can you merge both together? Let's see if you can do it. I said, oh, yeah, that's a good one, because a part of my training in the financial sector then as a legal person was giving services to core department like human resources department. So I was a bit, I was already into the space of human resources. So when I had that opportunity, I was like, you know what, let me just give it a trial. Like you said, my nickname was even Trinity, like, oh, 3 roles in one,
Awesome.
Like, all right, maybe it's more like a foreman kind of role. I said, oh, so I went into it. It was the HR was actually meant to be like a supervisory role, but within into that role within a year, there was a vacancy. I lost like the backup, she went to also take up a more senior role. So I had to, like, what, rather than we're a small firm, rather than bring in somebody, let me I had to get my hands dirty, and it has been an interesting journey all the while. So when the opportunity came with Tangerine APT pension, because we went through a sort of a merger, and then the role needed to be separated. We had to separate legal from human resources. I said, you know what, let me just go with human resources. Legal, bye, but I'm still much in the legal space. So that has actually what has shaped my journey so far. So I'm a generalist, really, as regards HR. So because we handle almost everything.
Right.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. That's vast experience, and again, we're super glad to have you. So I'm going to let you get into your presentation. So please feel free to share the file, and we will.
Okay.
Let's get this show on the road. So.
Okay.
So in the meantime, guys. So in the meantime, guys, while Abiola is going through her presentation, when you do have questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. But let's give her a few moments to run through her presentation. Then we would go into the conversations, and then of course we would include you in the conversation as well. So let's enjoy the conversation. Ready whenever you are, Abiola. I'm sorry, Abiola.
I'm trying to pick up the slide, but it's saying host disabled participant screening sharing.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's see
right.
Let's see. Could you try that again, please? There we go. Awesome. So you have the floor. I'll get out of your way. I think you're still muted though, so feel free.
Yeah, let me unmute myself. Can everybody see the screen now? Let me change to, okay.
Yes.
So now is the presentation.
Yes, we can.
All right. So once again, good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be here and then to actually talk about this interesting topic, professionalism versus friendship at work. I was like, wow, it's more like this topic is actually talking about me, because this is really who I am, mixing professionalism and friendship at work. So this is a comfortable topic that, I can discuss with this great audience. So we're going to first understand what we understand by professionalism. Professionalism in the workplace, what does it mean? Professionalism covers everything we do as employees within the space of the workplace. It covers, the way and manner we interact with one another, the way and manner we interact with even clients as well. So it is actually our conduct, our attitude and behaviors as employees in the workspace. And professionalism in the workplace is very, very, is something that all organizations, there's no organization that would not, that would remove professionalism from, its values or what they actually strive to do every day, because it's very, very key in achieving the company's values or goals and whatever they want to do. So it's really, really, it involves maintaining a respectful and ethical demeanor, focusing on our tasks and also adhering to the rules, being laid down by the organization. So that is what professionalism in the workplace, actually connotes. And why is it important for every organization? If you do not have ethics in place where, when employees should act in a particular way, companies are going to be having lots of issues. So companies will come out to tell you these are the behaviors, these are the norms, they expect all their employees to actually exhibit and, do within the confines of the organization. So it's also those behaviors that they've indicated is also to help us to separate our business from personal. So if I know that in the organization, there are some rules about how you come in or how you interact with people. You need to be able, being professional, will help you to separate the way you do when you're not in the workplace and how you actually behave in the workplace. And it also helps us as professionals to keep relationship, limited to the work at hand. It's possible that, you can just find yourself in a new place of work, and then by the time you're getting there, you have somebody that maybe you served together, or you were friends in primary school or secondary school. Your professionalism will help you to be actually to maintain, a sort of relationship, so that you ensure that whatever you're doing, you're limiting it to the work at hand. And maintaining professionalism, in the workplace also helps in decision making, handling conflict, and so many other things. Because it's very, very key for every organization. Professionalism, professional behavior is very, very key to the success of that organization. So with what I've said now, we are looking at, okay, profession, you have to be prim and proper, you have to be, you have to be smart, the way you dress, the way you talk to people, it all embodies that. So when we talk about this, look, some people, when they talk about profession, they feel that you need to be uptight, strict, and all that. If that is the way, how do you now merge professional behavior with friendship? There's a kind of there's a way that both situations will all find a way to merge. Like, two roads coming together, they will just meet at a point. So how will friendship coexist with professionalism in the workplace? So we're going to look at how that is done. Friendship is important in the workplace. In fact, I'm an advocate of friendship. If I work in a place, I make friends even from the first day that I join, because ordinarily, employees, we spend most of our time with our colleagues in the office. For every day of the week, we spend, let's assume, okay, let's remove the remote working capability and hybrid situation that we find ourselves now. But over time, you spend Monday to Friday in the workplace, 8 to 5. Those period, it's not, by the time you had all those number of hours, and then what you have for just Saturday and Sunday, it's always more than it. So we spend most of our time with our colleagues in the workplace. And for you to be able to survive in any workplace, it must be a good environment that you'll be able to thrive well. So making friendship in the workplace is very, very good for you to have that balance, atmosphere, for you to actually be able to do what you love to do almost all the time. So friendship at work has been described as non-exclusive. It's spontaneous. You meet somebody for the first time, you're seeing them like, oh, I like this person. Maybe the way the person was speaking, the way the person was dressing, and all. That is the first, attraction. And then beyond that, you now find out, oh, okay, this person loves sport. This person, the way the kind of intellectual discussion you're having, that will now develop into a more genuine friendship during workplace. And then when you see that you have shared interests, commitments, and things, so it will also help you. Those are the things that you look at. Those are the things that lead to friendship at work. And for me as HR practitioner, friendship in the workplace. So I'll be speaking from my perspective, as well as maybe people that have worked with me closely, as well as my friends, so that we're giving this, this session shouldn't be looking at, we should be looking at real life situation that we found ourselves, rather than, looking at books and all that. Okay, this is a situation you found yourself, how were you able to cope? So I'll be speaking from that perspective, as an employee, and secondly, as an HR professional as well. So for me, friendship in the workplace actually help, to sometimes when you are sad, or maybe you have an issue with your line manager or something, your friends within the office will help you to, go through that ordeal, help you to enjoy the workplace, give you a sense of belonging. It also helps to even improve employee satisfaction. Sometimes when you know that, okay, I'm looking forward to, oh, my friend, I'm going to see her tomorrow, we're going to discuss this, it also helps. And then it also helps with collaboration. You need, for every organization, collaboration is key. For you to collaborate, you need to be able to work together. You need to be able to, share ideas and discuss. So if you're not, you can imagine if you're now friends with the people that you're collaborating, collaboration will be like, you just watching the best film, you just want to watch. So it's very, very key. So like I said, that it helps, which is what we have discovered, helps employee engagement, job satisfaction, productivity, and retention. These are beneficial both to the employer as well as to the company, because it's not just one-sided. If your employees are happy, they don't go. So that helps the retention for the organization. If your employees are okay and there's cordial relationship among them, productivity will improve. So those are the benefits, the importance of having friendship in the workplace. And then when you merge, okay, what is professionalism and friendship? Mr. Harris, do I finish, or I think I would like maybe if people have questions as we go along, they can drop it in the chat box, and so that will help, the conversation.
Yeah, that's fine. So
interactive.
So when we're having our conversations, people will be dropping. So just you can concentrate on your presentation, and once we get into conversations, that's fine.
Okay. Sure. So so I'm looking now. This slide is looking at professionalism and friendship. Building friendship with colleagues can enhance collaboration, which I've already spoken to. And when you build friendship with your co-workers, it's like you are making friends, the way you interact with your friends when you were in school, you are making, it's like you're creating, you are getting new bodies in the workplace, and then you're able to share things, you're able to help each other, you're able to guide each other when, okay, this is a task that has been given to me. Can you help me? Can you explain to me? It's easy. When you feel that when you're a bit insecure, it's better. It's easier for you to talk to somebody that is, you are on a friend level with, to say that, oh, these are my insecurities. How can you, help me? Can you point me to the right direction? Friendship actually helps and all that, because friendship at work is beyond just, chatting, gossips, going out together. No, when we look at friendship in the work, it's meant to also be productive for yourself personally, as well as, you getting the job done as well. Because even when you leave an organization and you are friends with them, the networking continues. It doesn't break. So that is, one of the importance of friendship. So building friendship, because it's about creating connections beyond work tasks, like I've said. By the time you have those friendly relationship, it goes beyond even the work, but it also helps you, it helps you as you, go through your tasks, and also help you to develop yourself as well. And when you have genuine friendship, it can help to boost your morale. Sometimes when you are low, your friends in the office will help you to, to hype you, help you, get you through that difficult period. And also when you have, it also leads to having trust in people, and then you can say, oh, I'm working on this task with this person. I know, when we come together, it's not somebody that will just go off and leave only me there. If your friend will not do that and leave the task for you alone. So you're able to actually collaborate more. At the end of the day, productivity, is achieved. But in all this, professionalism, friendship, we've said that, yes, there are two different things, but one way or the other, they come to align. But even at that, we must, as professionals, we must understand what professionalism is all about and what friendship is all about. There are some roles that will not allow you to have friends in the organization. When you deal with sensitive, related roles, you need to be careful when it comes to friendship. In decision making, professionalism is also very key. How will you be able to make those decisions without your friendship, affecting you in those lines? So this is where professionalism versus friendship comes to play. That, oh, fine, I have a friend and I also need to be professional. How do I achieve this? There are situations where, you must maintain that professionalism to say that, look, it's better for me to remain, a professional all through and not cultivate any kind of friendship. That doesn't mean that you are being mean or you are not approachable in the workplace. It's just saying that you do not want to have, beyond office, beyond co-workers relationship. You do not want any kind of friendship to say that, oh, this person is my friend and all that. You just want to maintain your professionalism. And that is also respected, especially for people in control functions, people in sensitive roles. There was a time somebody in this pension industry was like, oh, where is coming from? The head of internal audit, finance, and head of HR, their bodies and all that. And I said, oh, fine, I don't have a problem with that. But because I have studied the kind of person or your expectation, it will not be proper for me to have friendship with you because it's going to affect my, objectivity. HR is for all employees. You can't be seen to be, having friends with one department or the other. So things like that will come up. So that's where we need to understand that, look, professionalism and friendship, yes, they can coexist in the workplace, but you also need to be able to maintain your professionalism when it's really, really needed. So we're going to look at some of the advantages to note when you have, for an organization where you have both professionalism, people are exhibiting the right behavior, as well as, okay, they're forming friendship in the workplace. Yes, it's very good. There are so many things that it brings to the table. Better teamwork, improved communications. You are able to discuss, to pass information freely. You are not, under, you are not inhibited in any way. And then morale, people help, those are some of the advantages. Reduce stress. If I'm working, I'm stressed, all I have to do, just get up, walk to a table, your friend's table, you just share a joke or something, the stress leaves, and then you're able to continue your work. Boost creativity. When you come together, even while you're working and playing and all, you're able to also come together and also come up with the ideas that will lead to creativity in the workplace. And those are some of the advantages of having, genuine friends in the organization. Those are the advantages that you're going to benefit when you have good friends in the workplace. And then some of the challenges you also need to note. I remember when, I think in my early years as a worker, the company secretary, when I was a legal officer, the company secretary would say, the problem I have with Abiola, she's too playful. She's just too playful. And it was like, well, as much as she's playful, she meets my deadline. So you need to also note that. So if you cannot manage, that's a major concern for employers, that even though you're making friends, those friendship that you're making should not in any way affect you, meeting up with your deadlines, submitting your tasks as at when due and all. So time management is very, very key. So those are some of the challenges you need to address so that, you have a task in front of you, your friend is calling you, let's go for lunch now. Oh, I can't go alone. I need you to follow you when you have something to do. So those are some of the, challenges that you need to deal with. If you don't go with a friend today for lunch, oh, my friend will beef me and all that. So you need to be able to understand that, look, there's time for everything. You need to be able to, those are some of the challenges you face, time management and conflicting priorities. You want to have a break. I'm not ready because I have things to do, so you are going to be in such situations, even when you don't plan it, it's going to happen because it's normal. Favoritism, fairness, concern. When you're friends with somebody, let's assume maybe you're a team lead, you have one of the members of the team is your friend. Even when you make objective decisions or selections, other members will think that, oh, this person is because this person is your friend. That's why you have selected this person, or that's why you have, made that recommendation. So you also, favoritism is also another thing that will you be able, when you are supposed to make a decision or you're supposed to do something, that your friendship will not stand in the way. So can you make, objective decisions? Can you make objective, decision that is not because of your relationship with somebody that is making you to do that. Work-life boundaries. So you need to maintain authority, office gossip and rumors. With your friends, you share different kind of information, gist and all. Sometimes you cannot control who your friends speak to. What you're saying as a joke would, go around the whole office. And because they say that it's coming from Abiola, everybody believes that, that is a real position. So you need to also, it's very, very key that, those are some of the challenges you're going to face. So you need to mix signals. When you want to tell your friend that, look, when you're giving feedbacks, when you want to give a feedback, maybe the feedback is like, you know what, you're giving constructive feedback, fine, it's going to come out bad, because you see it has been negative, the person, would not be able to, you're going to be sending, so the person you're giving that feedback to might have difficulty in understanding that, are you giving it to me as a friend? Are you giving it to me as a co-worker? Or are you giving it to me as maybe a superior officer or something? So those kind of mixed signals is going to happen. Then the way they handle the feedback, researchers covers that, and also boundaries. Sometimes we are not the same. Individuals are not the same. The way I take confidentiality might not be the same way somebody, takes it. Some people, you tell them something, oh, don't tell somebody else. They're like, okay. The next person, oh, Tolu, this is what Biola said, but she said I should not tell anybody. You too, don't tell anybody, things like that. And then you're not, for you to now be able to even put boundaries, like, okay, you just went into a meeting, you're coming out. They will ask you, like when I was a company secretary, the board meeting, maybe they are discussing promotion or anything like that. Out of the meeting, people are rushing into my company secretary, what's going on? What did the boss say? I'm like, hello, I'm not supposed to disclose what the boss says. If there's going to be any communication, it's going to come from HR if it relates to HR related matters. So you need to be able to set boundaries that even those conversations will not even come to you. So those are some of the challenges you'll face with you being able to maintain your professionalism and also having friendship in the organization. So these challenges does not mean that you will not, make friends. You will make friends, but it's just to guide you, to ensure that when you're making this friendship, you need to ensure that the people you're making friends, the people you're making as friends, or having such relationship with, understand the kind of person that you are, understand the boundaries that you've set, and are ready to, comply with those boundaries. They're not putting you in a difficult situation. So all these challenges actually to help you, put yourself in a position that you can set the proper boundaries to even the friends that you're making in the workplace, so that your professionalism is not questioned, or is not, you are not put in a difficult situation because of friendship that you have formed in the organization. And for the employer, it depends on the companies that you go to. Some companies, they are very, very, the environment that they create for employees is possible for them to make friends in those environments, while some is not. So if the employer believes that, I believe in, yes, I want, my workers to be friends with one another, while also not, compromising on professionalism. Organization will set rules, will set its guidelines to say, these are my values, these are my the behaviors that I expect, and this is what you need to do in making decision making, things like that. For the organizations, they'll put all that checks in place, so that yes, we as an employer, we're not against you being friends with one another, but hey, you need to be mindful so that you do not compromise your professionalism at any point in time. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Abiola, for that amazing presentation. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for your amazing presentation. It was very, very rich, very, very profound, also very practical. All right. So guys, please feel free. If you got questions, Abiola, if you don't mind, could you just take the presentation off the screen so we can just highlight you so that we can see you as well? Yeah.
For sure. Stop share. Okay.
There we go. There we go. So that we can see you as well. All right. Just give me a moment to add myself to this conversation. There we go. There we go. All right. Fantastic. So that was such a great presentation. Very, very practical. I've got a question here from Ethel. So Ethel says, she asks a great question. She says, when do we draw the line between friendships at work and our private lives, and how do we set healthy boundaries? What do you think?
All right. So like I said, friendship and work, that's separate. And then we talked about the work-life balance. Sometimes, even when you make friends in the office, the friendship stays in the office. It doesn't go beyond the office, that, you start diverging your personal informations. And it's also possible that you have friends in the office that, your friendship even transcend beyond the office that has not gotten home. It's now left for you to set those boundaries. What kind of relationship do you want to have with this person? At work, this is what, because whatever you're doing is not something, your friendship must not be seen in a way that is going to affect, your service to your job with the company. So now when it now comes to your personal life, the company cannot control that. It's within your control. So you need to set those boundaries that, look, this is fine, we're friends, but hey, our friendship stays in the workplace, not at home. So let me give an example. So, couples come home to say, oh, when they get home, they tell their spouse what is going on and all that. For me, personally, I do not discuss my workplace even at home. I do not discuss what happens at work with my husband. If there's an issue, I don't even, it doesn't come up. Oh, I was work today. Oh, work was fine. Maybe there were some activities that was fun. I can share that. But key, information even about my colleagues, I don't share, in the office. When I make friends, and there are few people that's okay, oh, we've made friends, we're close. Okay, I know your house. I can be with you. I can be your friend. I have so many friends in the office that I don't even know where they live. We've been friends for more than 7 years because I've made sure that friendship is just in the workplace, for us to help each other in the workplace, for us to respect each other within the workspace. But it has nothing to do with, our personal, our private lives. So it's the ball is in your court. You need to ensure that, you guide the kind of information you give employees. You see situations where employees, they are friends and all, and then they fight. They now bring, they already know their personal thing and they bring it into the office. You don't want, to be in that kind of a circle. So it's very, very proper that, when you're making that friends, you need to really, really have that trust and believe that, even when we have our, a challenge or something, this person is going to act the same way. I expect, I will also act to her. So it's for you to ensure that you control the level of, your engagement with the person outside the workplace.
Thanks, Abiola. Guys, remember, if you've got questions, you can raise your hand. You can, give an emoji to raise your hand. I can see that Clapton has raised his hand. Just a moment, bro, I'll get to you. And happy birthday, by the way. Right, so you can raise your hand if you've got a question, or if you'd prefer to drop it in the comments, you can do that as well. Let me see. I'm going to take Clapton. So let me just add you to the... all right, please unmute Clapton, then I'll add you to the conversation. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Firstly, thank you for another great seminar. I've missed it, but I'm going to catch up, I promise. So, just to back on what you just said a second ago, how do you then have the boundaries without then being isolated? Because that's not like the work office isn't a place of politics, right? If it becomes someone that is too moral, for lack of a better word, you can easily find yourself as like the black sheep of the company. So how do you have those boundaries in place, but also still come across as one of the guys or one of the girls or one of the team? Because you can easily then become isolated or seen as Christians would say, holier than thou, if that makes sense.
Okay, so this is a good question that even dates back to when I was even a company secretary. Because when you're a company secretary, when you sit in the board, you are privy to so many, you're even privy to all the information relating to the organization, which are also very, very sensitive and confidential. So you're going to have friends. I've made friends. I've seen, okay, so let me give a situation where a friend, I was just called to come and sign a letter. And on getting upstairs, the letter was a termination, of somebody that was close to in the office. I signed the termination. It was closing time. I just took my bag and I left. When the person saw the letter and saw my signature, was like, whoa. So Abiola knew they were going to sack me and she didn't say anything. One, I didn't know. Even if I had known, I would not be able to say anything because my profession does not allow that. So you must ensure that no matter what, we are going to be in a difficult situation. I lost that friendship, but hey, you're going to lose some. It comes, in the flow of things. You can't please everybody. So what you're saying now is, if I'm in an organization and I need to, you need to be able to when people know you for who you are. So for instance, when it comes to confidentiality, my MD asked me that, is it that it was a course that we're taught in law school? And I said, no, it wasn't a course that we're taught in law school, but it's something that comes with the job that you're doing. Even as HR, when something is confidential, you keep it confidential. For any role that you're doing, confidential information must be kept confidential, even to employees, to even with your co-workers and friends. So when you're able to, when you set to say that, look, when they know you that, oh, no matter what, Biola will not give out any information. But when it comes to, so another thing that is also key to actually be able to break those eyes so that people will not see you as being overly, too normal, is when you have instances where you have team building activities, you are there fully without, being uptight, and people can see the other side of you. They can see that playful side of you, or more relaxed side, to know that, okay, when is our work, when it comes to, key deliverables, this is how she is. But when it comes to, being down to earth and all that, this is this person, and then you can relate with that person on that note. So I was able to, to create that balance. Even when employees, I'm even the first person they will come to when they have problems, to the extent that they were calling me employees lawyer, and I wasn't even doing HR. So I was able to maintain that confidentiality, that, look, because I'm the company secretary, I can't be discussing what's going on in the office with you, discussion with management and things like that. If there's anything you need to know from the management, the right channel, corporate communications, HR will get to you. But when it comes to, oh, we have an issue in the workplace, my line manager is giving me issues and all that, HR is stressing me, they come to me. We talk about it. I tell you, oh, you guys, you messed up here. Do you know what? Okay, let's go together to HR. Let's go and see what we can do. Let's go to your line manager. Let's see what we can do. So I was able to actually, gather a lot of followers that way, that they respect me and love me that way. But they know that when it comes to the work, I am normal. So that's the way I was able to, balance it.
Great question. So I've got Edinem, I think it's Edinem, whose hand is raised. Edinem, I don't know if you want to show your camera, or if you don't, you can just go right ahead and ask your question. So you have the floor. Edinem, please make sure you're unmuted. So please unmute yourself, because we can't hear you. Edinem, going once. There we go. There we go.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Edinam, and I'm calling from Ghana. So the network is a bit unstable.
Okay.
Aquaba. Go ahead with your question.
Or you can drop your question in the chat box.
Yeah. Adinam, please, sorry about that. We can't hear you at all.
Please,
so please
I work
forgive
in a
us.
team of 5. Okay. Is it better?
Okay, go on. Yes, we can hear you now. Go on.
Yeah.
Okay. So I work in a team of 5. I'm the only lady. It's an all guys team. So in terms of friendship, they try to.
Oh, I was thinking.
And this sounds like it's going to be such a good question.
Yeah.
Adina, so sorry about it. We can't hear you because I think your network has tripped off.
So at the initial stage, can't hear.
Sorry about that.
We didn't get
yeah, we lost her. We lost her. Tonia, your hand is raised. Do you have a question?
So I have a comment. I have a comment to make, not a question. But I want to start by saying a big thank you to our guest speaker. It was a fantastic presentation. Thank you. So here is the comment. Some of the great friends I currently have, originated from the workplace. some of the great supports or pillars, I don't know how to put it, originated, even mentors, people that have followed me through my own journey in career and otherwise, originated from the workplace. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to build friendships, in the workplace while being professional. So the point I want to make here is just to add to what the guest speaker has said, and the question I saw in the chat room, how to draw boundary. I think that respect, for you to be respectful and showing concern, respect and concern, very key to building good friendships and maintaining your professionalism. Thank you. So that's just what I had in mind to add.
Okay.
Thank you, Tonya. Thank you so much. There's a question I can see Vera's hand raised. Hi, Vera, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, hi, Vera.
All right. My question goes this way. I once had a partner at work. We worked together. So a certain issue took place. And then it was suspended. Though both of us were suspended, then they later asked me to continue with the work, and they replaced him. They replaced him with someone else. So the person goes around now taking it that I stabbed him at his back, saying all sorts of things, even when I was never in the picture of whatsoever that might have transpired. So how do I avoid such a kind of thing next time?
Okay, this is similar to what an experience that I shared, that I was called to sign a termination letter of a friend, and you're like, oh, so I was even aware. I wasn't aware, but hey, nobody's going to believe me. So those are some of the things, those are the part of the challenges that you're going to see. There's no amount of explanation you're going to give that friend for the person to know that, look, we're both in this. It wasn't your decision. It was a management decision to bring you back and not to bring him back. But hey, it's going to happen. You don't have control over it. Things are going to happen. Work, sometimes when you make friends with particular people, it draws you into office politics. So you also need to be careful. So the friends that you make, so it's possible that, they might say, because maybe you are close to one of the MD or one of the EDs or something, that's why you were recalled back. Your relationship, one way or the other, is going to drag you into office politics, depending on the kind of person, the kind of people that you have relationship with in the office. You can't, because of that experience, doesn't mean that you will not go ahead to form new friendship. We just hope that it's not going to happen, but things like that will happen and you will not have control over it. I've been in that situation, though I lost that friendship at that time. Maybe we connected, maybe like after like 2 years or thereabouts. And it was like, actually somebody called in to say that, I was actually getting into my car when the MD called me back to come and sign the letter. And I'm like, look, whether I know or not, I said it to him, I wouldn't have told you. That's number one, because, hey, it's not my call. Because if I do that, okay, so let me give you a practical experience, even when I was in the bank. So we're going to be, let's say the organization was going to be like shut down. So they were moving some of the employees into the bank, and then they were going to have some people to go. So then the company secretary had left. I was handling both legal and human resources. So I was in the thick of those discussions. So while we're discussing, they asked the acting MD to say that, look, you have 3 people, pick 2 and let one go. She now, out of those 3 people, there's one there that I'm very, very close with. Closed as in, when I get to work in the morning, I'm looking for him. If I get in, he's looking for me, or I have issues, he's picking me up. Do you understand? So we have very good relationship. I know his wife, I know his children. That was how close we were. And then the woman made a decision to say that, look, I'm going to drop this person. That spot, I was like, yeah, they're dropping my friend. what's going to happen? I was really, really emotional about it. I couldn't wait, to leave the place and get to the office. Immediately I had to go into the elevator. I put a call through to him. I said, hello, this is the discussion. This is what this woman has done. She's going to drop you. Since you told me that you have an uncle that knows the GMD, quickly call him, to put in a word for you so that they don't let you go. But you know what? Just hold on. Let me come back and then we'll see how we're going to make that call to your uncle together. He said, okay. And I was like, all right. By the time I'm getting to the office, he has already told another close friend of his. I know they were also very close. And then I say, rather than wait for Abiola, why don't you just send that message to your uncle now? Send it now, send it now, send it now. And the person pushed him. He sent the message. And he quoted me verbatim in the chat to his uncle. The uncle did not bother to extract. The uncle forwarded the SMS, wholesome, to the GMD.
Wow.
And the GMD was like, hello, subsidiary coordinator, what's going on? This is your exercise that is out of this group. How did he even get to another bank? What happened? And in that discussion, it was just myself, the subsidiary coordinator, and the acting MD. Please. Immediately they opened that discussion. I had to say, sir, I was the one. But because I was able to own up without them saying, no, it's not me, maybe it's you, sir, maybe it's you, man. I was immediately decided, I said, I'm sorry, I did it. It's my friend, and both of them looked at me and they said, okay, you are still young, but this is a life experience. When management will be in position to make difficult decisions. This person is a good hand, but we can't have the three of them. So somebody must go. That's why we want him to go. They made me understand the basis for that decision. But I learned a lesson that day. That incident affected my relationship with the other friend because I felt that you were the one that caused this wahala. If you had allowed him to wait for me, it wouldn't have happened. So I severed that, but this person was still close, even till now. But that particular incident shaped my understanding of confidentiality, even till now. Because I could have been sacked on the spot for that particular incident. So that really shaped me. Because it was an experience that, so sometimes you are going to be in that difficult situations. If it's genuine friendship, that friend will understand your predicament. If it's not a genuine friendship, you will lose it. So it's better you lose that friendship than for you to be, in bondage and then you are doing something that you shouldn't do that will cost you your job. Mm-hmm. For every chance when we're having, maybe even in the office, my present employment, I've told my colleagues to say that, look, the way you guys see me, Biola, even when they are killing everybody, she's all smiling, she won't tell you. Even if she's taking you to the slaughter, she won't tell you. I say, yes, I will not be able to tell you, but trust me, I'm already working behind to see how best, that impact can be reduced. That's the best that you can do. So you're going to be in that situation, you can't control it.
That's an amazing experience. And I'm sure all of us who are listening and watching have learned a thing or two, just hearing how you could have potentially gotten in trouble for looking out for somebody. But, I think that was a great example. Edinem from Ghana, shout out to all my Ghanaian people, Akwaba. So Edinem has typed her question and she says, I work in a team of 5 where I'm the only lady and I get to do more to be able to blend and become friends with the team. Now we've got one of our team members resigning currently. Now I'm interested in taking up his role, but the agreement among the team, which is mostly male dominated, is to push another man for the role. What should I do? Should I go with the team's decision or express my desire of being interested in the role as well? I've initially informed the team that I'm interested, but the consensus is for the team to suggest the man. What should I do?
Okay, so for the role, is it gender-based? If it's not gender-based, I think you still need to make a case for yourself. If you feel that, yes, you can do that role and you have the qualities that is required, you need to. If you're in a team, the essence of you being in a team is to see how we're going to develop each other and everybody is going to go up the ladder. So if you've been in that team and you've been participating actively, there's no point, looking outside to bring somebody into the team. For instance, even in organization, when we need to replace some roles, we first look inward because that's the only way you're going to be able to build others within the team. So I don't know the level of friendship that you have, but you don't have to compromise yourself. You just need to make a case to say that, look, even if you must bring somebody else, as long as that role is not gender-based and that the organization has said that for this particular role, it must be a male, that's separate. But if there's no such role, I will encourage you to put in, your interests. And if they're also going to bring somebody, let both of you be tested. And if you win, fine. If the person, gets favorable recommendation, fine. But that, that opportunity, you didn't just let it go by the way. So that's Absolutely. My own honest view.
I agree. So we have Moses. Moses's hand is raised. Hey, bro, feel free to unmute yourself. Ask your question.
All right, Coach. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Loud
can.
and clear, bro.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So straight to it. Listening so far, I joined in quite late anyway. So listening so far, I think the entire conversation is revolved around the professional relationship versus friendship within the organization. The question I want to ask now is it the same thing as a business owner, like your relationship with your clients? So, like for me, I have a couple of friends turned clients, and now the whole friendship thing usually gets in between the whole business structure and systems. So I'll give you a typical example. There's a friend of mine I met at one of my previous pitch competitions, and then we became friends, really. Then she became interested in my own garment production service because aside from being a fashion brand owner, I provide garment production services to brands and corporates. So she required my service because she owns a fashion brand. And now we did our first set of jobs together. Everything went in line with the whole business structure in whole. This is when you're going to get your job. This is how long it will take. This is what it needs. This is the advance payment or yada, yada, yada. Then we did the first, second. Then it got to a point where, oh, Moses, please come save my life. I can't wait for that your lead time. I have to get this done.
No.
Oh, village people, come on. What's going on? What's going on with this Tinubu's internet? What is going on?
I thought internet is Obasanjo's internet.
Right now, it's just power has changed hands. Oh my word! Well, I'm hoping Moses will join us again because his question is he has a pretty good question. But I will.
Okay, I hope
please go. Please go.
I hope it's not going into when you have friends and then you're doing business. Friends, they want you to do it for them for free. You know, and for me, is look, if you're going to pay somebody outside, you should be able to pay. I can give you a discount. I can, do that. For a friend, you should help your friend to grow. Because Absolutely. By the time everything is freebies, what's going to happen at the end of the day? So when it comes to friendship and when you are into sole proprietorship, you need to be able, because for you to survive, you can't be running your business, giving free. You can let them know that because you're my friend, I'll do it 100 for somebody else, but because of our relationship, I'll give you at 80. And I think that's okay. So I don't know where his question is going. So hopefully maybe he's going to be able to, complete that so that we can have a full grasp of his question.
Yeah. Well, also in my experience, I also believe that if you're doing business with your friend, you still have to be professional. So I would assume that in Moses's case, he would have like documentation, like an agreement, like a proper written agreement that if it was a purchase order or whatever it was that he would normally send to a client, he would still do the same irrespective of his friend, so that everything is buttoned down and written down and things like that. I have a question. I think Harriet's hand is raised. Hi, Harriet. Can you feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question? You there? Harriet, can you hear me? I'm not sure we can hear Harriet at the moment. All right, I'll take, while we wait for Harriet, I'll take maybe one more question because we also have to respect the time of our guest, and she's been very, very gracious to us. I have a question from Ethel, and Ethel asks, how does foster... Okay, Harriet, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead and ask your question, and I'll take Ethel's as the last.
All right.
Go right ahead.
All right, thanks for this session, though. It's very, very, very helpful. Okay, so how can I deal with communication friction? So I've been having that with a particular colleague for going to, let's just say, a year and a half. So I met her at work, and then over time we became a bit close. And generally, I'm a very, very professional person. I know how to separate work from my personal life. But then when I'm friends with being friends with my colleagues, it's still like the same thing, being professional and separating that. But in a case where the other party can't do that and keeps on, bringing in whatever issues from the personal connection that we have into work, it's a bit difficult for me to work with that person. So how I've actually tried resolving this is having a conversation with her. I've had like up to how many conversations with her about this. Let's separate this. This is what it is and stuff like that. But then it's more like it's not working out. So how can I eliminate that communication friction? And in a case where, okay, fine, you don't have to, if, for instance, honestly, my only resolution right now is to probably run back to my manager or HR, but then it's more like I'm not being proactive enough, or I can't resolve things on my own. So I'm like, what's the ideal solution for this, please?
Okay, so I have a few questions. So the issues, the communication, does it relate to what you're doing in the work or your personal relationship with the person?
Okay, it has to do with work. So surprisingly, and it's very funny, it's so our personality is more of so most of the time I'm being delegated tasks, and my work is usually tied to the rest of the office. So I have to delegate tasks to others. So it's more like she doesn't feel comfortable being not like told what to do, but then advised. So, but then once it's outside work, whatever friction we have at work doesn't transfer to the personal, but whatever personal, or if she has like issues at work or even personal, it affects just work. So what I've been doing is just, try as much as possible to, reduce the my communication with her. But then I can't, because we are so much tied, like connected in our work. So yeah, I think it's more of the work communication, really.
So I think you need to have maybe additional conversation with her to actually understand what the problem is. Some they find it, so it might be a case of you are friends. She doesn't like the idea that you're giving out tasks and then you're giving her tasks. She sees you as the same, that no, she will take it. Maybe somebody else is giving her that task. she'll be, okay with it. But coming from you, she doesn't see you as you being above her. So that can be the situation. That's why I was asking that question, that the communication, does it have to do with work or your personal? If after work, everything is rosy, then what is the problem in the workplace? So you need to actually dive in to actually know what is actually the problem. Is it that you cannot take start from me? See, it's possible that, so in my line of work, when I started work, I don't make friends with girls. All my friends in the office are guys. Why? Because I don't want the issue of Yoruba will say one wants okay, this one said, that one said. I don't want that story. Girls gossip, I don't want that. So I'm more at home with the guys. But as time goes on, I started making friends with female. But they will say, oh, Abiola is more towards the guys and all. So, and then there are some that have been in a department. So my department is called Legal and Law Workout. It can only be headed by somebody that is a lawyer. When the company secretary left, I was a level 2 officer. There was a deputy manager in that team, but it wasn't a lawyer. I was made the acting head of the department, a level 2, an executive assistant, and there was a DM in my department. When I'm giving tasks, we call him Heidi. Heidi, this whatever, what do you think? Have you done the letter? Oh, don't worry, Abiola, I'm going to get right back to you. He's older than me, age, level. But when I say, when they start, this is what you have to do, he takes it and he deals with it. And then you have somebody that you are even the same level, same gender, and you are giving the tax, is giving you problem. So some people do not like, so it might be a function of who is giving me control, who is my supervisor, or who is giving me tax. Some cannot, it might be a challenge for her too. Maybe she needs somebody to speak to help her to understand that sometimes in the workplace, you might be older than your MD. Your MD is your MD, and your MD will give you instructions. So that might be where that friction is coming from. But until you know the root cause of it, you are going to keep having those, those difficulties, except that is not what you're trying to say. Because if your relationship outside the office is okay, then what is causing the friction?
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, right, so I'm actually a team lead, and what's it called? So she isn't, right? And I've actually spoken to other team leads and even my fellow colleagues too, just to see how to go about it. Maybe there's something wrong, right? But each person's have whatever communication friction they have with her. But it can be avoided for them. I mean, like reducing that communication with her. But then for me personally, it's not possible because, like I said, like everybody, I mean, my job is tied to everyone else's. So I'm not sure. But
so maybe you need to bring your HR into this, because if she's also having that friction with other teams as well. If you're a team lead, you must lead the team. I was even about to suggest that maybe she can, leave your team to another team. But if she's also having issues with other team, then it goes beyond that. She needs to, speak to the HR, and so that they can actually address what the issue is.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Harriet, for your question. You're welcome. Abiola, please forgive us. I know we've extended far beyond your time, but Moses is back, and we have a final question from Ethel. So, Moses, we're bringing you back. So you mentioned that your friend calls you and says, "Oh, Moses saved my life," and so take it up from there. I think you're muted, bro. You're still muted. You're muted. Yeah, now we can hear you.
All right. So, so it has gotten to that point where our business thrives on it. And honestly, my Superman is getting tired of saving the day. Besides, it takes quite a toll on my business in the sense that based on the structure, there are times I've set out to do other things. And So the fact that I always make that, I don't, that time that I'm supposed to dedicate towards doing other things and developing other sides of the business, I'll have to dedicate it towards that and having to supervise staffs and all of that to get our job done. Because even our style of work it's beyond my staff's level of expertise, like their usual experience. So I usually have to be there for supervision. Now, how do I, put it to her that, my superman is actually getting tired. I have to retire.
So it's going to be it shouldn't be a difficult conversation you're going to have with her, because one, you're actually spending time. So maybe you need to have that conversation. You said that normally she will normally maybe pay and things like that. Maybe you just need to say that, look, when you do this, maybe you can also find a way to say that, look, for this constant issues that you're having, this is the best way to resolve it. I might not all be available all the time to help you, but you can also help her to, like, let her be able to handle it even when you're not available, or to make it your well, charge for those services.
Because I think the mistake you're making, bro, is if you're not careful, you're becoming her employee. You know what I mean? So she's hiring you, you're becoming her employee. And just like Abiola mentioned, at the very best, you can consult to her. And then you have all your documents put together, you charge, you estimate what it's going to cost, she signs, you have an MOU, right? So that it's not just my friend is asking me to do stuff. Because yes, I like to think that, business is like a system. The hardware is the professionalism, but the software is friendship. But the hardware is still what gets the job done. So I do think you need to have that kind of system where, there are documents, there are things that are agreements that are signed. And if you don't have the scale all the time, you can step back from that, because right now it seems like you're working for her as opposed to consulting to her. So Superman needs to have a day off. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome, bro. Abiola, I'm just going to crave your indulgence for the final question, and then we will let you go. You have been so amazing and patient with us. This is from Ethel, and she asked, how does fostering a sense of community and camaraderie contributes to a positive workplace culture, and what measures can be taken to ensure that it aligns with professional expectations? How does fostering community create that kind of workplace balance?
Yeah, in the workplace, I think I mentioned that in part of my presentation when I talked about team bonding activities. That's where you bring all the work, all your employees together because they spend time together. You also create an avenue where everybody will just let their guards down. They are free. Everybody is they are able to be calm. They're not talking about work. Maybe it's a day at the beach or a hangout or something. Everybody at that time, nobody knows who is. You're just taking drink from everybody's. That you find a way to, like, people that they've not even spoken to themselves in line of work. You're seeing them. You're able to talk to them, share ideas. For instance, our company now, we're in a group. So when we have TGIF, I'm seeing other members from other entities. I'm able to relate. It's like, oh, this is the person I'll be sending me. It's good to see, put a face to it. Yeah. So that's also, kind of creates a more improved working environment. That, okay, this is the person that I'm sending mails to, and all. Or sometimes when you're sending mails, sometimes when you send mails, the way the person interprets it is different from what you're trying to. But when you put a face to it, that, oh, this person, you just put a call through that, this your mail is hard, what's going on? You are able to, move past that. And when you're able to bring people together for them to, when you're even doing those team bondings, it's not just all about fun. You also create a time there where, you're sharing jokes, you're talking, you still bring in a bit of what is going on in the organization. And that is how it's going to, align with the professional expectation that is required. Because even at that gathering, even though it is a fun gathering, you're also able to respect each other, so that is how it's going to also help in building professional expectation, because when you come together, you're able to understand each other, see each other, form more, improve on your bonding activities, and then you're able to, respect, that is the core value of professionalism. Respect yourself in the workplace, and, everything is smooth. I hope that meets the person's question.
Abiola, you have been fantastic. Everyone, please, let's just give some love. Let's show our appreciation to Abiola in the comments. You can drop an emoji, give us some fire, give us some love. This has been Abiola Mosuro. She is the head of corporate services, human resources, and admin, Tangerine APT Pensions Limited. Abiola, before you go, how do we reach out to you? I'm sure you have a LinkedIn profile. A lot of us would like to connect with you. We know that you're very professional and you're not yet our friend. So we can ask you for your Instagram.
I'm ashamed to even talk about the LinkedIn, but I'll make a commitment today to update it. Because I think the last time I visited there was when I was still under AXA Mansard pension. So I'll update it, and I will share that with Antonia, and then she can share with everyone. Social media, I'm not really inside.
Yes, I know.
An Instagram page, but hey, there's really nothing. I have a Twitter handle, but I don't tweet. I'm always present. But every day, myself, like when I send them links, they're like, "Oh, Abiola is on Twitter again." I'm ever present. Read diverse opinions and all. But Twitter is a creepy place, so you need to be careful.
Before they drag you. Yeah, I know.
I don't want to be dragged, so let me just be, learning from people. Then when it helps me to also form my opinions on some key key subjects sometimes. So you won't find me in the sports Twitter, Sha. You won't.
I get you. Politics,
entertainment.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, Abiola. You've been such a gracious guest and a fantastic speaker. We loved having you, and we hope you would accept our invitation when next, because we definitely will want to have you back.
Okay, sure.
But we wish you the very best and luck in your work and with your family, and have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. It was nice being here.
Awesome stuff. All right. So Tonia, you have the floor. Where are you? So I can pin you back. There you go. All right.
Thank you so much. I'm here. Thank you so much, Abiola. I learned a lot personally. Thank you so much. I think about now we have vital information to share with everyone. It has to do with our upcoming event, and I think Mr. Steve would have to shed more light on it before we wrap up. Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining us today. I think let me mute Tonia just for a second. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. Hold on a second. Yes. So thank you, everyone, for joining our Business Conversations webinar. We're really glad to have you join us. And based on this, we bring amazing thought leaders and professionals and experts such as Abiola Mosuro, who is the head of admin and human resources and Tangerine APT Pensions. We brought some amazing people over the last couple of months, and we intend to do the same, right? But just as you know, the name of our company is called Education. We're a management consulting company. We offer coaching, training, leadership, recruitment, all sorts of things. And we do know that, for example, you work in different organizations. Everyone here is represented by an organization. And one of the things that we like to make, we like to think of our webinar attendants, our participants, as also our partners. So we don't just think of you as people who just attended the webinar. We like to think of you also as our partners, right? Because you work in different organizations, you've seen the needs and the gaps of your organization. So one of the things we have is a referral program where, should you refer us to your organization to do work for your organization? So literally what we need from you working with you as partners is make a referral for execution, to have a meeting with someone in your organization. It might be the CEO, it might be the head of human resources, someone like Abiola, it could be someone senior in leadership. And then we would go in to have this meeting. And then what we offer is, when we get the job, now this is the fun part, when we get the job, we will offer you a percentage. I'm not sure what the percentage is. I think Antonio knows what it is, but we would give you a percentage for the referral. So whatever it is, you help us. So all we're asking is, get us into the door, right? You work in an organization that needs leadership, customer service, and so on and so forth, coaching, mentoring, soft skills training, recruitment, whatever the case is. When you make a referral to us to meet with some member of your team, hopefully somebody senior who's a decision maker, by the time we have a conversation and should we get commission to work with your organization, we would be giving you a referral commission. I'm not sure what it says, but I think Antonia has put it in the chats. So please feel free to send a message to Tonia. She will communicate with you what the terms are. I don't know, but we just want to let you know that there's a referral program for every organization you let us into. Yeah. Then the second thing we have is, I have a coaching program that I'm starting sometime in October. We are just about to start registration for it. It's called Mastering the Business of Your Talent. And some of my people like Moses have been on it before. Moses is a testimony, should I say, that I'm very privileged to be a very small part of this huge success story. And Moses can talk to you about the benefits of this program. But what we're doing this time, Tony, please put it back on the screen just for a moment, is I'm making you an offer that you can't refuse. So let me talk about this program very quickly. It's called Mastering the Business of Your Talent. But this time we're doing it differently, because we've helped thousands of people at their businesses, people like Moses that I still have amazing relationships with. And we're even opening it to people who have been on the program before, but now we're doing something extra special. When you join this program called Mastering the Business of Your Talents, you become eligible to win a $10,000 prize. Now, I don't know what the currency exchange rate for the dollar in your country is, but I do know in Nigeria it's about 900 naira. So that's literally, I'm giving away 9 million naira for those of you who are in Nigeria. I don't know what it is in Ghana or in the UK, but $10,000 is a prize that we're making eligible for people on the program. And also we're giving away a weekend getaway at a hopefully, nice 5-star hotel. So let's say wherever you are in your city, we would pay for you to go spend the weekend in a nice hotel, all expenses paid by us when you join the program. Now, this $10,000, we're not just going to give it to one person. What we've decided internally is that we're either going to share this $10,000 among 10 people on the program, or $10,000 among 5 people on the program. There are going to be different categories for which people would qualify to win it. It might be on the program, the most engaged person will win $1,000, or perhaps the person who's made the greatest percentage growth in their revenue will win $1,000, and so on and so forth, right? But Mastering the Business of Your Talent is a 6-week coaching program. It's a virtual coaching program that happens from around the world. So wherever you are in the world, because it's online, you can participate. And our goal is that over a period of 6 weeks, our goal is to help you 5x your revenue. So whether you're an entrepreneur or not, whether you're an emerging entrepreneur or you're already an established entrepreneur, what we want to do is that, for example, if you don't yet have a business and you're not making money through business, we want you to join the program. And when you do, we're going to look at your skill sets, your gift sets, your talents, your abilities, and point you towards a direction where we know you can make money. And over a period of 6 weeks, we will be mentoring, coaching, and guiding you to be able to make money. I'll bring Moses on. I know he's been one of our participants, and he didn't know that I was going to put him on the spot, but I want to bring him on the spot. But it's called Mastering the Business of Your Talent. And over a period of 6 weeks, when you join the program, we assign you to a team. So, sometimes people join coaching programs and they have to figure out everything by themselves. This is not one of those programs. When you join this program, it is 110% accountability. So when you join, we assign you to a team, and that team keeps you accountable. It's one for all and all for one. But then that team is assigned to a coach. And then that means you have a coach who's working with you and your team, setting goals for you, helping with your marketing, helping you with your messaging, helping you with your promotion, helping you with your business strategy, helping you with your social media, so that you are able to communicate in a way that causes your customers to want to do business with you. Now, whether you're an established or emerging program, this is something that you would benefit from. We've coached significant, at least 5,000 people across the world on this webinar, and I'd love you to be a part of it. I'll let you know what it entails, but I want to bring Moses on just very quickly. Moses, if you don't mind. Tony, if you don't mind, just take that off the screen for a moment. Moses, I'm putting you on the spot, bro, because you did MBT. I don't know what year that was, but just unmute yourself and just quickly tell everyone what your experience was and what happened with you on the program. Just, you have the floor.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. So the program is actually very, how do I put this? I don't even find the right word. It's magical. So in the sense that it doesn't just work with, it starts with you before it then transition into your business. So with you as a person, there's that mental shift you need to have first as a person, as an entrepreneur. Because I think one of the things they understand is that as business owners, we are prototypes of our business, and whatever we lack in person, our business will suffer equally. So they need to first create a mind shift, a mental shift, help you to overcome those limiting beliefs that you have in terms of your money ceiling and everything. You get to know all the other things when you join the program. But then there's that, which is the first part. Then you then go into the whole inexcusable coaching. Like, you really need to get things done. You really have to get things done. You have to make money through the program, right? And then we are always on that, like, individual coaches, and then usually like a group coaching program. I think it's on Sundays also. Then
Sundays.
the top coaching, we're into groups, and the groups is usually one for all for one. So you you can't afford to mess up in your group. Everybody holds everybody's hands, right? And the amazing thing is, after the entire program, you all get to like be put together. Like, there's this one strong, powerful community of people that you can always reach out to. Like, so many things can really suffice from the entire business relationship, because I don't consider it as a community. I consider it as a family, actually, because I've met a lot of people through the program. Really, it's really amazing, really, really amazing. From person to business to really.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because I want to put you on the spot. I know we didn't plan this, but you're here and I'm at as well. When you joined the program, where was your business and what happened after? Particularly, did you make money? Because all I'm concerned about is when you join the program, you have to make money. I don't care. This is not one of those bring 5 people to bring 10 people. I don't have a problem with that, but it's not that. It's purely, let's look at your business. Where are you leaving money on the table? You must make money in 6 weeks. We're going to show you how. Did you make any money? How did it turn your business around?
Well, yes, I did actually. I did make a lot of money, in the sense that before joining the program, I think I just started my business before.
You just started.
At the time I met you initially in 2020 was when I just started, and I really just wanted to get background, everything, right? So it was in 2021 we had all of that, and prior to that time it was still a zero. Really, we're just bouncing ideas from one point to the other. There was really no form to it. We're just testing the waters. But during the program, we had it all fixed out. And from zero, I think we did, was it about 1.2 or so in Naira, 1.2 million Naira. That's what we did in total. I think it's around 1.2 years. From 0 to 1.2. Yes, that's what we did. That was what we did, actually. That was what we did.
And that was all your...
I don't know if you still do that, because I was even an affiliate for the program in 2022, and I made money off affiliate as well. So I don't know if you still do affiliation.
We're gonna do that again. We're gonna do that again. But so I definitely will let you know. But thank you, Moses, for allowing me to put you on the spot. So guys, mastering the business of your talent. Now you're probably wondering, how much is it? Okay, Steve, you've toasted me. I've seen $10,000 that I could potentially win. I've seen a weekend getaway that I could potentially win. How much is it? Okay, so the very simple thing is now, between now and August 29th, I don't know, whatever, no, yeah, August 29th, between now and August 29th, the registration fee for Mastering the Business of Your Talent is about 300, is it 300, $300 or 350? I don't know what that is. That's like 300K or 350K, give or take, one of the two. But Tonya will put the link in the chat so you can check all the information about the program, right? And our goal is over a 6-week period, we want you to 5x your revenue, or in Moses's case, 1.2 million x your revenue. It took him from zero to about $1 million in 6 weeks. It's about coaching, it's about mentoring, it's about looking at your business and saying, there's no money here, try this, or there's money here, do this, or communicate better, say this. You know, I've got amazing experience as a consultant going on 19 years now, and as a coach for going on 12, 13 years. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm super excited about the results. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. Please click the link. Tony has posted it. Click the link, check it out, get some information. There is a discount on the program until the 29th, after which the program goes from 300 or 350K to about 500K. And we haven't publicized it to everyone out there yet. But this is just for you guys being on the webinar by being here already. By the time other people get to know about this information, it will be too late and they would have to pay that extra money. So please check it out. Tony has posted a bunch of links in the description. And that's it. We will be making the replay of this webinar available on our YouTube page. So not to worry, we'll send you an email with all this information if you missed it. So we'll make sure you get it. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Tony, I'm going to bring you up to close this out because this really is your show. But today I just bullied you. So you have the floor, Tonya.
Thank you so much, Mr. Steve. Thank you so much to everyone who made it to a monthly business conversation for August. I trust that we have learned a lot. Please remember that we are just a click away. Should you require any form of consulting intervention, or whatever it is you require for your career or business progress, that's why this community exists. So from my end is a thank you, and please do have a beautiful weekend. Next month's conversation series promises to be a very exciting one. So we would not close this platform. We'll leave it open for as many who would love to network. That's another aspect of this initiative. So if you'd love to network with one another, please do feel free. The platform will be open till maybe another 10, 15 minutes, and then we would close the platform. So if you're here, you have maybe business challenges, please feel free to ask questions. Mr. Steve is still here, and he'll be happy to respond. So thank you so much once again, and have a beautiful weekend.
All right, guys. So please feel free to drop a comment, connect with someone, tell them what you do. Drop a comment, connect with someone, tell them what you do. That way they can easily get to know what you do. So please feel free to do that. And if you've got a question for me, I'd love to answer. I'd love to answer quickly before we shut this down. Get quick ideas, quick consulting. Thank you so much, Clapton. You and I will have a conversation later today. Not to worry, bro. Moses, thank you so much for being a part of this. Ethel, thank you so much. Precious, Adedayo, again to our amazing guest speaker tonight, Abiola Mosuro, who's been fantastic. Star, Chizoba, Chizoba Lucia, Vera Nwokoye, somebody who's got Infinix hot iPhone or whatever it is, Owosu MK, John Ackman, thank you so much, sir. Zena Jalal, Oyejoke, forgive me, Harriet, Edenam, and Abolaji, thank you so much for joining us in the conversation tonight. let me see, John. Thank you so much, John. This was great. Appreciate it. We'll just leave the room open for another 2 minutes. Feel free to DM someone you want to get to know what they do. Feel free to exchange numbers. You can drop your social media handles in the comment section so people can check you out as well. Clapton, yes, Clapton is right there. Musician, model, teacher, connector. He's amazing. Precious, you're so welcome, Precious. I'm glad you joined us tonight or today. All right. We'll leave it open for another 60 seconds. I do know people are leaving the room. Yes, Moses is there in Mac Africa. He makes some amazing shirts. I have some amazing shirts that he's worn, but my muscles are bigger than the shirt. So the next time I come to Nigeria, bro, you gotta fit me out again because these guns can't fit in the shirts you made for me anymore. Alrighty.
I was going to ask you when you're coming. I was going to ask you when you're coming because we are Nigerian people, we are really missing you. And for us here that cannot run out to Texas because we are so passionate about Nigeria at the moment.
I'm still passionate, bro. I'm still passionate. I'm just taking AC here. But I'm hoping to be back.
I know what you're coming.
I'm hoping to be back before the end of the year. I want to be back before the end of the year for a bit, so I can eat some Nigerian food that has pepper. You're welcome, Star. Thank you so much. Harriet, your LinkedIn profile is right there. Thank you so much, guys. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be making the replay available. We'll be sending you an email with all the information. Please feel free to reach out to Tonya. Should you want to be able to connect us with your organization. And like we said previously, we would be giving you a referral commission once we get the deal closed. And hey, it's an easy way to make money. We're very honest. We're people of integrity. Tony Precious is a storyteller. Yes, Precious, I know. Yes, passionate about filming and TV analysis. She's amazing. All right, guys, God bless you. And we will speak to you soon. Thank you, Tonya, for putting this together. You are amazing as always. And we would not be the company that we are without your dogged efforts and your relentless drive. I admire your consistency. I know it's not easy trying to get people to do business with us because I know that everyone is going through what they're going through. But I just want to let you know, if I haven't told you, that I really respect and admire. I'm grateful for you, thankful for you. You make our business better. And I'm looking forward to you having some amazing, significant wins because I know that even though we pay you small money, but it's as big as millionaire money that you deserve because of all the effort you put in. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of Education and your boss, that we are grateful to have you on our team. And yeah, we're rooting for you as always. All right, guys, God bless you. Love you. Speak to you soon. Good night or good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.